What's up, YouTube? It's Brandon B, aka Blaze here. So it's time for another movie review. So last night I went to a movie called Game Night. It was actually really funny. It was a great comedy. I really enjoyed it. It was just way too packed. I should have waited a while before I went. I had to sit in the corner, but it's all right. It's a new movie. It's a comedy. It stars Jason Bateman. I don't know who the girl was, and I don't know who the supporting cast was. It did have Michael C. Hall, who played Dexter, as a gangster in it. It also had Jesse Plemons. I think he was from the show Fargo season, 3. He was also in another movie. If you guys see him, you guys will know who he is. I just don't really know that much of his movies because he's kind of new. I was told that he is actually the kid from the movie called Like Mike, that kid that used to be fat in it, that used to bully Mike. Or I think that was the main character in Like Mike. I can't remember that movie a long time ago. But Game Night was a really good movie. There was a lot of comedy. There was a lot of action. Quick jokes. The scenery was just like in a town. I think it was like Chicago or New York or California. It was the only downfall, it is a really short movie. It was only like an hour and I think 10-20 minutes. That was it. I wish it was longer. Make sure you do stay for after the credits because there is some stuff after the credits. And they also leave the movie hanging, so I think there is going to be a sequel, which I'll get to it about when I tell you guys what the movie's about. I'm definitely going to give this movie probably a 7 out of 10. That is kind of low. The positives was I laughed a lot. There was a lot of action, which more than I thought would be in a comedy movie that was basically for comedy. The only downfall is, well, two downfalls is some of the jokes kind of kept on repeating itself. Didn't really understand some of the jokes. Also, the movie was just way too short. I wish it was a lot longer. It could have been probably like a good 2-hour movie, but it wasn't. It was only like an hour and 10-20 minutes, which is short for a comedy movie. Another person who I did see in this movie is the girl that plays Gina in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. She was in this movie, only had a small cameo, probably about 5 to 10 minutes worth. That was pretty much it. The movie was about a group of adults that live in a neighborhood, like a suburban neighborhood together. They go to each other's house for these game nights where they play board games, charades, trivia. All of a sudden, Jason Bateman's character's brother comes into town and he wants to host game night at his house, but they instead of it being like board games and trivia, it turns out to be like a murder mystery like Clue. So he stages everything, but turns out once it takes place, they actually find out that it's not actually a murder mystery that he set up, that it actually turns into a real like kidnapping and murder going on, because turns out Jason Bateman's brother character is like a international like crime lord, and he's like a smuggler, and he pissed off this one guy, and he went with another guy. So it turns out to be real, which Jason Bateman and his cast finally know that they figure out that it's real, so they all have to band together and use their quirkiness to try to solve the mystery, the murder, and the crimes, and try to rescue his brother back. It was pretty cool in the scene where like Jason Bateman gets shot, spoiler alert, but that was pretty funny. Turns out, so Jason Bateman's brother, I guess, stole like this egg, but inside of an egg was a list to the people and witness protection. So he was trying to sell it to this one gangster, but one guy offered him more. So he took it back from that one gangster, gave it to the other, which Michael C. Hall plays one of the gangsters that wanted the egg, who he was going to sell to, but he double-crossed him. So they go to this guy's house and they have like a fight club, but it's like with poor people, so poor people are fighting each other in front of the rich people, which was kind of like funny because they were kind of making fun of Fight Club mixed with The Purge, but that was pretty funny. So they get the egg back and everything, but then turns out the guy sends all of his gangster friends after Jason Bateman and all of them. So then it comes to find out the people that first kidnapped Jason Bateman's brother were actually part of the murder mystery game. But then all of a sudden, Michael C. Hall's gangster friends come out and they kill those guys who weren't part of the real crime that was going on. So then they have to solve that crime and figure out who did it. But it was pretty funny. They did copy some stuff from the movie Taken, which kind of pissed me off because that was a really great movie. There is going to be a sequel because, spoiler alert, at the end of the movie, the people that they stole the egg from in the first place with the Fight Club, he actually sends his gangster friends to go after Jason Bateman and his friends, which I think is going to take place in the second movie. But overall, it was really funny. I laughed a lot. I probably laughed about 10 to 20 times in this whole movie. I just thought it was really too short. But make sure you guys go see the movie called Game Night, and please keep on watching. Please subscribe. Thank you.